Hey guys, and welcome back to the newest episode of Lost Gaming. Alright, I'm doing something I haven't done in a little bit, because I'm a day late and a dollar short because of the weather that we've been having where I live. It's kind of unusual for me not to be able to get out and go to work for a couple of days, but here I am. So today is the first day I've really been able to actually sit down and do some recording. And as far as I can remember, the only thing we've really got to do is Terajima has asked us to go to a field with her. That is an absolutely horrible idea, because it is a level 62 field. And unfortunately, I don't think... we do actually have a little bit left to do over here. So, we're going to put off Terajima's field for just a little bit, because she'll catch back up in levels pretty quickly if we just do a couple of dungeons on our own. So, alright, so let's see what's in the word list here. Alright, so this lets us go directly to the Net Slum. This is what we've really been needing to do to advance the story. So... let's just go. This will also should give us more access back to more characters.
You're here. This is the message from Helba.
Little boy, come to Sigma tested Quicksilver Valkyrie alone.
Oh, and one other thing. Ever since that day, since you are here, the data bug is at the opening in the...
Alright, and there's a data bug in here. We've got to come back this way. Hope we don't die. Okay, not too hard. Looks like it's wood, so we could probably... let's see, do I have any equipment that will give me anything with gun on it? I can. Let's see. Now this one actually looks like, but if we'll have too much stuff, so of course. And, well, oh well, we'll have to be doing this the longer way, I suppose. Let's see, I think we've got some summon fire, raging plasma. Nope, no. I'll do that just cause I can. Just that'll actually, with that should have cleared us up room, so we can do that, and then we can counter him with elemental spells, which will be much more effective than us just trying to... and see, that didn't take any time whatsoever. And we can probably just keep right on. Ooh, and we got him data drainable. So let's do it again. And got us another virus core. Alright, so with that being done, we got a present from him. Let's get rid of that.
All right.
Alright, and so from here on, the next one we've got to do is we've got to go to the next one alone. If I remember right, this should be a book, which, yep, Earth Element +1. Alright, and before we go to that one by ourselves, we need to sell some stuff, and we need to re-up our consumables. Alright, and let's see here. Of course, I'm running away from the main shop that I needed. Alright, let's get rid of those. That's going to give us a lot of money that we can use. Get rid of these. Alright, that's helped us out a lot. So let's get 10 of those, 10 of these, 10 of those. Let's get 17 of those, so we've got some more. We'll do 16 of these, and then we will try to bump our recovery drinks back up to, well, that'll give us 20 of those. And let's see what we've got in here that we can sell. I know we picked up a bunch of extra items. Some of this I don't really want to get rid of just yet. Want to make sure I've got actually, I don't really need that anymore. Just as much as extra as we can get, just so that we can try to bump up those again, because that was really helpful to have. Now I need to go get some speed charms, and then whatever's left will be going to the recovery drinks. Just because while I've got good healing spells now, the quickness of the items is just something that I have always appreciated a lot. That ought to keep us in charge for a while there. So we'll spend the rest of the money that we've got getting recovery drinks up. So we got another 13, so we got 33 recovery drinks. Alright, I think we're in a pretty good place to take on this field by ourselves. And we actually are at about the right level to do this by ourselves too. So everything should be okay. Alright, so first thing we've got is Piney Apple right away. Probably good to remember this dungeon if you want to grind for some Piney Apples. Seems like that's a pretty good start. Alright, first things first, always need to buff. Let's get our Fairy's Orb out. And get our Speed Charm going. And because come on. Oh, come on. There, that was an elemental hit, but it's still kind of useless. recovery drinks are farther down here. Alright, well that's one down. Let's get this one down. And got that one down. Okay, so we got all of them down. They weren't really worth a lot of experience. But... and honestly, I'm probably better off using my physical abilities. They're not going to use up quite as much. They're going to hit a little bit harder. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to... because we're not getting much experience anyway, so there's no point in not data draining for that reason. And there we go. Got both of them data drained. Getting some decent items out of this. All in all, that was nothing too tough through here so far. It's just looking like we've got us a good little ways to go before we're... skills, let's go ahead and data drain him. So that way we've got one less to worry about. And I guess I haven't really been getting enough for as many virus cores as I would have liked to have had. So any extras that we can get is always nice to just have extras of anyway. Alright. Well, that means that's the last of our actual enemies through here. And I probably got a better chance of getting a protect break without death ability triggering. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got this time. Do we get another virus core? Yep. Well, always need as many virus cores as you can get. And it doesn't really look like there's anything left through here. Alright, so we'll head on down. And now we're into the dungeon. So that one's probably not as good a place to grind piney apples if you need them as some other places, but I've seen worse. Let's see. Ah, good. Always like running into those. Those are always nice to find. And as is our usual, let's try to clear this out too. Let's see how this does. Okay, I can't risk too much because of these magic guys are always a bigger risk than anything else. But fortunately, because we've got ourselves buffed, we can kind of hit pretty hard and take them down pretty quick. And after all, mostly what we're doing this for is just to help build up our Ryu books more than anything. Because we don't particularly need much else. I mean, experience would be nice so that we'd be a little bit better leveled to take on Terajima's field with her. But for the time being, this is the kind of thing that I might not do this field or this dungeon like I've been doing, just because I just really don't feel like it. There's just so much in here. We're not getting any real experience. The only thing I'm getting out of these fights is if I'm getting virus cores. Most of the items I've already got from other enemies. I mean, so far it just does not seem like it is worth the time and the effort that I would need to go through to get. Because no matter what, yeah, I think we're just going to play this one through. Alright. Let's go ahead and try to take out a couple of these guys quick. And you see, those guys hit pretty hard for the smaller enemies, and I just don't want to have to deal with all of this over and over again. And I don't really think we're going to be pushed for time on this episode. I don't think it's going to be one of those where it's going to be short and might need a little bit of padding. We're at a pretty good time already, so I don't think there's any kind of real need to pad this one out any longer than it needs to be. Plus, I'm sure we're going to be getting a cutscene at the end of this one. And, okay, by letting him recover, we might actually be able to protect break. Yep, there we go. That is actually something, that is one of the few things I actually was kind of hoping would happen. And in the end, it was useless. But that is the one thing that has, when I originally played through, I experimented with different weapons and doing different stuff. And in the end, because of the style that I like to play, I wound up using physical attacks for the most part all the time. And this weapon just made the game for me. That it just, nothing else really seemed to even necessarily compete with what you could get out of Zora's Blades. It just doesn't. That death ability triggers frequently enough that it actually is very relevant to what you can get. Are there better weapons with better skills? Absolutely. I'm not saying that this should be the only weapon that you use, or that it should be your default for just about anything. There are much better strategies. It's just I have always found that the way the death ability triggers, that this just works really good. And I mean, with it being all physical skills with no elemental, you're never going to get elemental weaknesses, but you're never going to be stuck in a position either where you can't, or you're worried about not having or having an elemental tolerance that you can't beat because of a problem like that. Alright, let's see. This should get us the God statue. Yep. Definitely going to keep that. I'll get rid of that. Nope. And a nope. Alright, and since we are not doing the field for this one, not clearing the dungeon, we're going to go ahead and come in here into our boss fight. Should be a data bug. Ooh, this could be a problem. I'm really hoping he doesn't have the physical attacks that the other one did. Let's see here. Do I still have a dark ability anywhere through here? Nope, none of those. No. And no. Alright, so none of that. So that means we are just going to have to hit this thing. We're just going to have to keep right on hitting this thing with staccato over and over again. Thankfully, I remembered to put on a health recovery this time, so we're not in such a position where we're going to get crushed too fast. Ooh boy, that was a problem though, cause alright, so let's just keep on, let's just keep doing our ooh, this is where it's that's the one that can be killer. I was really hoping that it wouldn't be able to do that. Alright, so overall I think we're doing pretty good. This is just a, there we go. And data drain. Virus Core R, which I'm sure is going to be very important in the near future. Oh, it ups its attack. I wasn't even aware it could do that. That might be why I always had such a hard time with this one. But once it's data drained, it goes down in a couple of hits. So bye bye boss. Alright, and now we should get us a cutscene with probably Helba. Yep.
You've gotten strong.
Did you test me?
The success of the operation depends on you. But good work. I've heard from Wiseman about the plan. I think his tactics might work. I'll accept your offer. Give him my regard.
Alright, so now the plan that Wiseman had been concocting looks like we're going to be putting it into effect very soon. Where we're going to try to, if I remember right, is we're going to try to contain a section of the game where we think a piece of the cursed wave is going to arrive. Alright, so turbulent, disturbing ice wall. That seems to be where we need to go. That's the one that seems to be indicated by. And so now we've got another message from Aura. I'm just going to leave this up here for just a little bit. Alright, so with that, I think we will go ahead and call this an episode, and next time we'll get together with Wiseman and Black Rose, and we will be heading to the field where we think a piece of the Cursed Wave might be hiding. See you guys then.